I wrote about this a little while ago. Not that I would ever buy a several $100,000 Bored Ape or anything like that, but I've met and spoken to a lot of people who have those. And it's a very, very engaging and different conversation that someone who doesn't know anything about Web3 NFTs just can't understand.
Yeah.
But I had a couple of people respond to this post on LinkedIn going, I have an ape, or I have, a crypto kitty, or whatever it is. And for them, it has opened doors that they would never have been able to open.
But it's a club.
And the way I always, it's a club, but it's a little bit like, maybe you have a Picasso and you want to, then you're hanging out with all your art mates. And if you want to get into that circle and you don't have any high-end art, you're never going to get in. But, from this guy's perspective, and I'm going to have him on the podcast, he said that it has earned him so much more money, way more than he's ever sort of paid for this. And other people, I met a guy in Miami at one of the conferences, and I said to him, what do you do? And he basically goes, I have a Bored Ape. And I'm like, is that it? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? So you just sort of go around to conferences just because you got an ape? And he's like, yeah. And I was just like, okay. I was like, so did you buy this? He goes, no, I got it for free. He goes, one of my friends just said, come to this event and you were going to get one of these things. So he just got completely lucky. Now it's his entire identity, essentially, which is incredible. But what it does is it, makes you part of this club that opens up other things. And, again, I'm not saying I'd spend my hard-earned money on it, but it's very, very interesting to think about what the people who are in that club get from it and exploit, etc.
But Colin, this is an interesting conversation that's goes back ages. I don't know if you remember in the 80s there were the goth, the punks, people that were identifying themselves with a tribe, right? So now we have the CryptoPunks. Okay, so the kind of access that you get to those community unlocks opportunities and possibilities of business that right now are very valuable because the market is highly unregulated and there's a lot of speculation and a lot of people that are into it are highly engaged also in entrepreneurial activities. So this is kind of normal from a logical perspective. When it comes to the value attached to it, also you have to think that, for example, Bored Ape is backed by Adidas, and there are some benefits for the people that buy the Bored Ape, not just owning the Bored Ape itself because you access to other people that have the Bored Ape, but for example, you can get backstage to concerts, you access to exclusive events and all this kind of stuff. And I believe that kind of association to a club that provides exclusive access to specific kind of benefits, events, and services, that's where the value is, because everybody wants to feel special, right? So that's that, and purchases is something that's it's exclusive and potentially can gain value with time. It's not a bad business. It's something that's it's a reality, and as you said, is happening right now. There are people that are shifting completely their identity to a piece of digital collectible just because open doors that were unthinkable for them before.
Yeah,